Kind of helps if I also have my notebook. That's not the right one. I have way too many notebooks for way too many games. I have like a whole like system that I use for like, okay, this is this week's notes, and then this is this one, and then yeah. So I don't get confused and grab the wrong notebook out, which is what I just did
Nice, nice.
because
All right. So, are you ready for the recap?
Go for it.
Wait.
Wait.
I haven't done my introductions.
Do it.
Previously on Shadow Scar.
yes.
There you
It was just
All
not the
right.
same without it.
Not the same at all.
No.
So, as stated previously on Shadow Scar, the voices behind us ask if they can talk to us for a second. Skulk and Smiles are behind us, and they look rough. They look as unarmed and unthreatening as they can be. They give off sad vibes. They say they want to break the crystal. They say that no one should hold this power and they don't have the strength to break it. The energy it takes to break it costs everything a body has. They said the vault existed before the house was built. Wait, is this the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of
This is-
that
happened last
happened in
time.
one game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We did a lot
We
of
kept
them.
going
Zip.
back and forth and back and forth.
Okay. Okay. They said for some reason I thought this was like before the girls was anyway, it's fine. It's okay.
Nope,
I'm
go
here,
for
I
it.
promise.
Okay.
They said the vault existed before the house was built, so that's why they bought this plot to build a house over it. They say that there are some records of the yokai working within our organization, but they are not in fact yokai. They got this way due to lots of rituals and sacrifices. The daughter is adopted. One is a clone of the other. So they technically have two daughters. Thank you. I was about to read it as that for a second. They are okay if we turn them in for sending us on this mission of the books, but they want us to break the crystal first. They really are handlers in the organization. They are mean to us in the beginning because handlers in the organization tend to be mean and they want to blend in. Hoshi lets go of the chain to cross their arms and glare at them.
That
hand
was a
chain.
mistake.
The hand chain.
That was a key moment where I was like, this is either going to be completely fine or something's going to happen. Whenever I think that there might be a consequence of it is when I make clear what I'm doing. So it was a thought, and then y'all did it.
So
Great.
Hoshi's no longer holding our hands.
Mm-hmm.
Rena touches the crystal and teleports all of us to her home, leaving Hoshi behind because they let go of the chain, so they let go of our hands. We realize Hoshi isn't with us, so Rena goes back to get her. Hoshi smacks her across the face out of anger. This room is solid stone floor, wood carved walls with intricate runes around it. There is a pedestal that looks exactly like it fits the crystal in the middle. This seems to be a place where the crystal was housed. If someone enters this room, a signal is sent to whoever needs to know. Big mafia bosses walk in suits and mean business. They are named Vinny and Tony. Behind them, a 7-foot-tall figure walks in. Their name is Katara Fuma, also known as the Devil of the Wind, who is the leader of the Arashi clan. Rena yells, "Hi, Daddy!" And we are gobsmacked. He says, "It's not often someone else has what
Do
I
the notes
want."
actually say gobsmacked in them?
Yes.
Twice.
That's brilliant. Continue.
It's not-
Flabbergasted, all of those great
That's a
words.
good
Yes.
one.
Dumbstruck.
Right?
Oh, I like that one.
Yep.
Shadow's good.
It's not often someone else has what I want, so name your price.
Like a streak across the soul.
Rena suggests that they actually do destroy the crystal, and now he is gobsmacked. Tanamichi is also part of the Rashi clan. He is terrified of this man and is just waiting on further instruction. The crystal is a teleportation stone that allows vast travel from any point to any point with no detection. Rena pulls out a contract with as many loopholes as she could fit in to protect her team for him to sign in exchange for the crystal. It states that what he can and cannot do with the crystal. It states it cannot be used for violence or evil ways. It also says he can only use the crystal for a certain amount of time. We also say that we want to know what his plan is before we give it over. He said he will give it to us if he cuts off our communication tattoos, which is super painful. Kai says that I'm going to die in this room or I'm going to walk out and not be a part of this group anymore. Tanamichi bamps us out of there to the agency to the
Like
hallway
what?
room.
Key piece there of why he would die or walk away.
Yeah,
The
the
existential crisis.
the ultimatum was
Mhm.
basically there is no version of this where I'm still with this team if you give him the crystal.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not just, oh, he's gonna die or he's gonna walk away. It's if the guy gets the crystal, he will.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
So Tanamichi bamps us out of there to the agency to the hallway room before our first assignment. He then crushed it in the middle of the hallway. Someone with a stack of papers smacks into us. We notice the papers are murder sheets for Skulk and Smiles. They are basically on the most wanted list. Molly steals a flyer. Hoshi's part of the Kuramaku clan, which is responsible for protecting people in the mosaic, which potentially made trading the crystal really bad. Thankfully, we crushed the crystal. Tanamichi and Molly take samples of the crystal in glass vials. They all think we skipped orientation and walked us to the actual orientation room. Skulk and Smiles show up. Molly shows them the poster and they are shocked and go, "That's news," but they can't leave because they are bound to the job. Kai fills them in, saying Tanamichi just so happened to have a pile of yellow dust in their hands, and Skulk and Smiles start crying. Also, the tattoos are now working back to normal. So are like communicating tattoos. Reminder, the girls gave Rena a new key. The key will allow us to travel to and from their house so we can keep an eye on their daughters in case Skulk and Smiles are not around much longer. In orientation, they say that this organization is super secret and we can't tell anyone about it. Molly asks if it's a problem that he tracked the crystal to this particular spot. Rena explains how the crystal can be tracked. Skulk and Smiles are gobsmacked and are terrified and think he is going to show up and just blast HQ. So they send us on a mission to Kai's homeland, Refuge. Kai is very excited that he gets to bring his jar of dirt back home.
I've got a jar of dirt.
Refuge is a unique
Mhm.
place. We need to go in and eliminate 3 yokai, and
You'll
we
never
don't
guess what's in
know
it.
who they are, who they have replaced on the council. Hoshi makes sure that Molly has cake at every debrief, and 4 is begging for no Christmas music ever. Rena is very thankful that Tanamichi figured out a loophole with the crystal.
Mission is that we're gonna identify the yokai in
The council.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
on Refuge.
Yes.
Refuge,
Yes.
The,
yes.
the,
I
the,
say on
the-
Rebel,
the-
and I was like,
Place.
that's not
yeah,
the word.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
Lunar
not-
Refuge, the Lunar Council on Refuge, because we're gonna need to get we'll have to do some establishing stuff when we first get there as to what all constitutes refuge. But for the viewers' benefit, at the end of last session we have dossiers on each of the 7 Lunar Council members, and we are going to have to determine in order to successfully complete this mission which 3 of them have been replaced and restore them to their rightful location on the council. As we were informed on the dossiers, the elimination of the yokai that replaced them is largely a secondary mission goal.
As long as you restore the Lunar Council, if the price for restoring the council is the yokai get away, pay it.
Okay.
The Lunar Council are politically important to the organization.
The
Yes,
Lunar Council
the
is
Lunar Tonsil?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Council.
Ooh, toothy.
that toothy. Right, yes.
We're done with teeth.
Are
No,
we
we're not.
though?
Give away the key.
I
We're
like
done with
it.
teeth.
Are we?
No,
I didn't get the joke, and I made it.
Jay, you need to learn that the second you demonstrate discomfort with something,
Oh yeah.
other Jay immediately turn
Wait,
that
hold
on.
on. I thought we put that to bed.
How
Now
Neither
you're
one of
other
us
Jay.
are other
Ha-ha.
Jay.
when you express a little bit of discomfort
Yes.
and everyone piles on with other versions of the same thing.
Right. Look, there's discomfort and trauma. This one's absolutely off limits. This one, I'm coming for you. Right? Like,
Should we read
Mhm.
out the Lunar Council information that we were given?
Well, probably
that is entirely up to you.
I think that
Okay.
might be something we can do like literally in character.
Sure.
Yeah. Like
Sounds
as
like a
we come
plan.
across them, we can.
Oh,
I mean,
I think that's perfect. I have it pulled up next to me just in case.
So, since this time you're like actually on the books, right? You
We
go
going
through
through
the
Tory
Tory-
Gate, not a ribbon
Yeah,
time.
right. You
This
go through-
Yeah.
actual time on
So
Shadow
there's no
Scar.
risk of us tossing Rena into a flying spider's
bear
mouth.
spider creature. No, zero.
That was
zilch,
one
nada.
time.
Oh, no. This
Zero,
is not, this
okay.
is not against you. This is against Jay because Jay tossed us through other, in this case, other Jay, tossed us through a
Mhm.
rift. How do you feel being other
Yep.
Jay? I'm kidding. Tossed us through a rift, and we were like, how do we get anchor? Toss. Oh no.
And then we
Mhm.
cube gagged a spider.
Sure did.
Oh, we
The good old
Mhm.
cube gag. It's
I
both a
heard
joke
cute
and a bedroom
Not
Yes.
accessory.
cute gagged. We cute gagged.
Cute. I bet it was kind of cute with the cube stuck in the
Oh
throat a little
Jesus!
bit.
There is
No,
Oh
no
God.
way, shape,
No.
and form to.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't cute at all, Jay.
Mm-mm,
It wasn't
mm-mm.
cute at
No.
all.
You
No.
don't believe? You don't
No.
believe?
No,
No.
It was a horrific time that we all remember fondly.
no, there are very few things on this or any other version of Earth that can be cute when the word mandibles is involved.
Wait,
It
what?
was the
Oh,
best
man.
of times. It was the worst of times. You don't go for a little snappy? No.
I'm just picturing the scene from Harry Potter when he's like on the Lux serum or whatever, and then he's just like,
Uh-huh.
oh, looking for the
Uh-huh.
You don't think the giant spider in the forest was kind of cute when it was? No.
Before or after it died?
Who cares? When it was we.
I'm sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Are you under under the impression that there's some form of animal that's cuter when it's dead?
Oh,
No,
nice.
but we're
Spiders.
more
Somebody's
happy
kind
when
of
the giant
squirrely in the
spider is
brain,
dead for
okay?
sure.
Wait, who
Um,
is?
Ah!
Who's squirrely in the
Aw.
brain?
That's
You.
when taxidermy comes in play.
Me?
Yes.
Nope.
Becky, you're
Anyway,
the best. Never change.
so
Oh, speaking of that
So-
Hawaiian monster, I tried that today.
so it turns out
Did
refuge
someone
is
catch what she just said?
Oh, I
No.
heard it. I loved it.
Nope.
That's
When taxidermy comes into play.
Yes.
heard that.
Yes.
I know you said
I didn't
taxidermy.
approve, I
I heard
heard it.
taxidermy, and we don't want to go there. Like,
Taxidermy.
what you do with your
Into
stuffed
play.
squirrel is none of my business. Play
Okay.
hide the nuts.
So, Rena's going to gather the information if there is any like physical file at all that has
Yeah.
been
Oh,
handed
yeah,
to
they'll give you a
us.
physical file. You bet.
Oh, we get an actual like file of information and not a
Oh,
picture
yeah.
that says fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
No.
Fix it.
Yeah.
We get an actual brief.
would the Lunar Council have anything to do with the
There's even a picture of
political-
each. There's all the stuff I put in the chat, and you get a picture of each of those people. That isn't really
Oh
any
my
more informative than what's in the chat. Their general
Gotcha.
height and one physical feature that sticks out.
Gotcha. Would
the one
any
guy where
of
it's nothing.
these council
Right.
members have any reason to interact with the political system on the Steel Court?
Yes. Well, so the reason that the Lunar Council is so important to the organization is the Lunar Council is, while they are on refuge, they're not entirely made of refuge, like people who live there. They're not native. They are what amounts to the UN for the situation you're in. The Lunar Council is incredibly important. They're all well-respected people who mesh together as a team of 7 to share a singular voice that, for the most part, represents the majority of everybody. It's an unusual thing, and most people are under the impression, no matter what world they're from, that something like that is special and hard to replace. So, I mean, how often do you get a political leader that you really like, let alone
So,
7 of them?
Looking at the dossier we have on each of them, same question I've asked before, would any
Sure.
of them been ones that Hoshi would have been introduced to with no information other than, hi, this is so-and-so's name, nice to meet you, and then they walk away at a party?
Yes, Fazil has almost certainly been met. There is, if any of you have ever been to anything that even kind of smelled like a political party, Fazil was there.
Okay.
Okay, then that
Um,
would mean Rena
yeah.
was too. Okay.
Yes, they are by far the while who was it? The one of these is a person of the people. I put it in the notes. There we go. Avelian does a lot of talking. They go into large groups, they meet the people, they try and get like, instead of asking the bosses of companies what their employees need, they ask their employees what they need. Like one might actually want to do. But Avelian is also, they like to talk, but they're mostly all business. They don't. They want to get to know your problem. They don't want to get to know you.
So would
Um,
Basil actually would they have talked to Hoshi beyond just
If
being
you if you expressed any interest at all, yes.
okay.
They're also kind of strange. They're low intensity. They're pleasant. Like they never bubble up ever. But not to the point where like people walk around thinking that they're cold or something. They're just not excitable. But they're also interested in everyone and everything. Like they'll ask about your favorite color and if you own a dog, stuff like that.
So Fazil, and then you said the other one that we would have
Evelion.
would have been
Evelion is much more business. I want you to have a dog, but I'm going to help you get a dog by making sure that you're like cared for as an individual in a larger community, right? Like I care about the machinations that will lead you to having the life you want. I don't actually care what the life you want is. I just want to know that you can get it. So they're much more business, which is to say that Vasil is no good without Evelion and the other way around. They need to function as a team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think before we even go, Hoshi is gonna like be looking at those two and just kind of making a face at looking at the dossier, just making a face at those two people's just like, oh, okay.
In like that you didn't know they were a big deal before, and now you do?
Yeah.
I
Because
see.
that's the whole thing. She gets introduced to them, but her parents give her no info. They're literally just like, this is so and so. This is our child. Bye. And so she doesn't know who they were. And now she's getting a glimpse into who's been at her house. Bless you.
So Kai is going to be looking at Hoshi's reaction to the dossiers like, so you know some of these people?
Met them. I don't
Before
know.
this.
Oh, Evelion's fun to
before.
party with.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, you knowing them, I'm not surprised.
I hadn't considered that, but now that I think about it, yeah, I bet. Evelion strikes me as the kind of what's that? Sure, I'll put that in my body. Yeah. Like
But also probably
kind of person.
responsible enough to have like a way to sober up quickly or
oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, all of the council are varying degrees of social, but they all take their job very, very seriously.
Yep.
None of them have any families for that reason. Because the idea that they would have a commitment
Outside of the job.
right, as something as omnipresent as a family and somebody you love and spend all that time with, they just isn't enough time to do both. They're married to the job.
Which also honestly is more respect to them of not even trying to, for appearance's sake, have a family and then ditch them to the side.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool.
I'm going to Kai is going to suggest before we leave we should make sure we are properly equipped.
Yeah.
Oh yes. You
No.
have points.
Yeah. Specifically properly equipped because the nature of refuge is such that you really don't want to end up on the wrong side of the, atmosphere barrier.
You guys have so much technology. I am so excited.
Right, yeah. Four is going to be in his old personal heaven.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
our mission and Four's vacation.
Yes.
Speaking of,
Yes.
So,
In the candy store.
while you're
yeah,
Tell me
getting
you guys have
your,
a Tinkertown.
I hope so. While you're getting the dossier and everything, as you leave, a guard will meet you at the door and say, identify you all, right? And go, I don't know how you did it. Lucky you. And he'll hand you chips of, they're kind of like ID tags that the ID you already have that are better. Like military rank symbols. Your rank goes up and you get 2 more points of RP.
So what is our rank total now? Because I have rank 3 currently. So what is
Right,
it, rank
you are now
4?
rank 4, and you have 2. You have
Wait,
usually
I
it's your rank and RP are the same, but due to the previous shenanigans, you have 1 more rank, one more RP than you do rank.
So we have 4 RP, but on rank I have Genin written down.
Correct. Right, which is
So
a
what
number.
would be the- Okay.
It should be a number.
My RP I had at because RP is what we had spent before, right?
Yeah.
So I had 1 listed, which meant I had 1 left over.
I had
Correct.
0
Everything
because I
just
So now
spent
you
all
have
that
2
shit.
more.
We just
Oh.
got
I only
2
got
more.
2.
You got 2 more.
Okay.
So I'm at 3. Okay. Okay.
Is this where we put like the points at the end of each session?
No, that's a
That's the
separate thing
difference. Okay,
altogether.
because I started recording that
so many
separately
points.
elsewhere. Okay.
So many points. So many places.
Okay.
So many.
Yeah.
I still have 2 unspent points.
These are
but there's-
requisition points, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, requisition points
Okay.
for the purposes of
Then-
gathering new gear.
Okay.
Generally speaking, your gear is your gear points are replenished and you get whatever you had left over. So you should all have 5 points right now plus whatever you had left over.
Oh. Oh, cool.
Oh, so I'd have
Um,
6.
So
Okay.
same.
So you are tuning
sorry.
now. If you wanted a cool word to go there instead of the number 4, you're looking for the word
Yes.
tuning, which I can spell if you don't know how to spell it.
Yes.
Sounds
Can you spell
tasty.
that?
CHUNIN.
Okay.
So sorry, I was reading something else. The RP, I was at 0
Because you spent it all.
because I had
Right.
spent it all.
Yeah, same.
But now you
So
have
I'm
5.
Okay.
okay.
That makes sense.
Oh, which means
Because Rena had 1 point left over, they get the 5 for the beginning of the mission, and the one they had left
Okay.
over, bringing them up to 6.
But
Okay.
Which
I
means
spend
that if
all
you're
of it
looking,
this time, the next time
it'll roll over, right?
it'll like if I spend all of them, then the next time it'll just refill
To 5.
the new
Right.
number.
5.
Not
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So that means that if you're
I
looking
missed
at
that part.
something in the book and you're, really got your eye on something, you could deliberately
Mhm.
shortchange yourself this mission to
Yeah.
be able to afford it on the next one.
Mhm,
Because
mhm.
gear that you don't use, you're free to keep. Only for missions, right? You can't like take the organization gear into the street for your private banking or whatever.
Mhm.
What about the hazmat suit?
The hazmat suit you acquired on a mission, but they didn't give it to you, right?
Mhm.
Which means it doesn't have necessarily any organization shit on it. You would be allowed to take that home with the expectation that you not deploy it in a place where it'd stand out. If you go to a world where lightsabers aren't a thing and you swing around a lightsaber, that's your problem. Because
Yeah.
it'll be the organization's problem, which means they're going to make it your problem, right?
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
It's
I'm
the
gonna
Star
put it
Trek
on my-
rules of like
Right, the
don't fuck
Planetary
with
Preservation
the-
Pact. Right, yeah.
yeah.
Don't
Mhm.
throw off the natural evolution.
I'm gonna
Mhm,
put
mhm.
the hazmat suit officially on my items, but I'm gonna put in locker because she's not gonna take that with her to the next one.
Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Kai, you go through this Tory Gate. Are you familiar? Is that the Tory Gate you used to become a member of the organization in the first place? Like from the other side?
I would say so, most
Sure.
likely.
That means that you can describe the place the team has just stepped into.
Important question for us to find the gear. What page in the character in the book am I looking at?
You are looking for, I think they're separate PDFs. You were looking for
Supply
the
drop?
armory. Yes, that was it. It was called something
then
else.
where's-
Mhm.
Then where is that? Because the link that you had just opened up the book.
Oh,
And
Then
because I looked in pinned.
It's
because
like a
there's so many links throughout the
Yeah.
whole thing.
So there are 2
Mhm.
different. There's 2 PDFs. One that says supply drop. One that says armory pamphlet. In the list of PDFs.
Mhm.
The
Each
Google
one,
Drive that
they
that-
have different lists.
Yeah, the Google Drive that Stormy just reshared. Can you pin that?
you
Because
bet.
trying
Headed
to
there now.
find that a million times is the
Frustrating.
Yeah.
I bookmarked it on my in my browser.
Yeah.
smart person. Supply drop is what I'm looking at. Okay.
Uh,
Cool.
I do
Mhm.
not know. It doesn't have the armory one that Mike was mentioning.
It doesn't? Me?
Mine
no.
does. I think it's somewhere. If you search in the Discord, armory, should have a link to something that Jay shared previously.
Mhm.
I am gonna repost that while you look.
And then pin that
Cool.
one as well, por favor.
You bet.
Yes.
Thank you.
So do we have to
Teamwork
repurchase all the things again? Is that what we're doing?
No.
No, you're free to keep the things you already have.
Get more.
Right.
Okay.
Things are only lost when they're consumed or destroyed.
Gotcha.
We get given $50 per mission, and I had $10 left over, so I have $60 that I can buy new things.
Right.
Is how my brain is imagining.
Sure. Yeah.
Just get rid of the 0.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Each thing
Um,
costs 10, 20, 30, 40,
Right, Rob.
Mhm.
Anyone else? So
I don't have an armory book in here either. I have 6 things: a system book,
Here.
a lore book,
I
a reference sheet.
can I got the armory book in my thing. Let me upload it and then I'll
I was thinking, like what we looked at last time, which is something we may have really wanted to know, in case we ever ended up going to that warehouse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Should we get a blood seeker?
What is that?
This small bottle of chemical spray can be used to reveal the
Oh.
presence of blood. If sprayed on
so-
a surface that has had blood on it, the area will where the blood glows
Oh.
glows
It's
lightly for a few minutes.
So ammonia.
It's luminol.
You're
Yeah,
right,
or luminol, whatever, not ammonia, luminol, whatever,
It's,
yeah, whatever one that.
luminol.
But
it's
it's
stuff
fancy
you.
luminol.
But ninja.
Right. But Ninja, it comes in a little like
Uh-huh.
It's
My
balaclava?
question is
it's
why on
CSI
earth
shit.
is it named Blood Seeker and not Blood Revealer or something like that? It makes it sound like that it's like a little thing that like
Looks for
Go
the
find
blood.
it.
it hunts
Um,
it. It wants it. It needs it.
oh my
The
gosh.
precious. The
Uh,
precious.
Exactly.
Quick question about
Sure.
the ammunition based stuff.
Uh-huh.
Do you get ammunition separately, or is that all you have?
Oh, don't you fall down on me now.
Why not?
Not you.
Why not?
Because I'll have to pick it up if it falls over.
That's unfortunate.
And I'm lazy.
Oh, it says on the supply drop, at the beginning of a mission, every weapon that uses ammunition is assumed to have 12 units.
Mhm.
Additional ammunition can be requisitioned, there we go, that's the word, in lots of 12, which have a cost of 1 and are highly concealable. So basically, like, you can get more shit at the start of the mission, like you refill without having to spend it, but you can get more for 1. Is what I understand from that.
That is
have
correct.
have your weapon fully filled plus if
Mhm.
you want.
When I was a kid, so I talk a lot about assumed competency. It's why I tend to roll less dice. I got that idea from the pawnsmiths who make this and a bunch of other stuff. Like, we assume your guns are full because no sane soldier would walk into combat if they had the choice not to. If
Yeah.
they use a gun with no bullets in it.
Mhm.
Like, Rambo's crazy and he doesn't do that. Like, Cable's a zealot and he doesn't do that because it just doesn't
Mhm.
make sense.
Yeah.
Also, in my experience with Talsorian products, if you run assumed competency, that means you're at a starting yes, which means all you're doing by rolling dice is increasing the odds that you'll get hurt. Like, so I mean, but in my experience, people love to roll dice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna recommend to folks that bear in mind. Now I already have a I'm gonna say for the purposes of Kai being a sane person who lives on refuge, that I already have a breathing mask available to me as part of my job. So it's just a rebreather that filters out airborne poison diseases, et cetera, et cetera. And I can acquire that when we go back to my home location. However, a full atmosphere suit, at least one of us needs to have because we are going to fucking space.
Yeah.
So being able to go outside is going to be important. And those things are typically kept under lock and key to make sure that, only authorized personnel have access to them.
So when everybody's done shopping, we'll have Kai explain what the area looks like when all of you go through the gate.
Mhm.
I'm trying really hard
My
whether or
God.
not I want the suit or not.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can also grab it if you would like, but I'll make
Yeah.
sure
How
If-
much does the suit?
you.
Two units.
Okay, I'll do a
Mhm.
suit as well. And where's that located at, or is that something separate?
That is on the supply drop PDF.
Under
Okay.
outfits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I
Tanamichi, I love the hood thing you've got going on. It's very
I
Very
I
Shinobi.
specifically wore this today. It's something that I got recently. It's like a full like hood like long sleeve vest thing.
yeah.
But I wanted to get once we got like some more like cash, quote unquote.
Uh-huh.
The Shinobi Shozuku
Mhm.
is something that I was gonna pick up. But so I was like, I
Cool.
have to wear this because like my character's gonna have it now. I don't have like a mask right now because like obviously we're on camera and you need to see my mouth talking. But I got half of it.
I'm gonna get a lot of potentially useless stuff that I think will be very handy.
Go for it. Gadgets are fun.
Go for it. Yeah.
And all of it will make incredible sense.
I'm not sure that I believe you.
Is my Inyo back?
Oh,
Not until it gets used against you.
yeah. We
Oh, yeah.
I also have my Inyo unchecked still.
Hmm. Okay, just
Yeah.
checking.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't forget. Don't worry about it.
Darn it.
Yeah, that's the problem with using it is we don't get them back until he goes, yes, I would like to use them against you. Mwahaha.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for you, you're intelligent players, which means that I have to wait until you're really, really at a disadvantage and then kick you in the teeth. But because you're smart, that
We
takes
don't
some
get it. We
help.
don't get the option very often.
Right.
Well, at
That's
first you
okay.
said you were going
Uh,
to try to have it used against us by the end of each session.
Yes, and then you're a bunch of wildcats and you're difficult to predict, and that was a silly pledge of mine
Of
to make.
course,
My
of course.
apologies. Like that was
Of
totally my
course.
fault.
So I
We
did grab the atmosphere suit. And I put the hazmat suit in the locker.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then I got a couple other things. I've spent all of my RP.
Okay.
Me too. I got blinding powder, tracking device, Shikoro, and a recorder.
I took a dart gun and some oxhorn root.
I thought you already had a dart gun from last.
We had
I said dart gun. Why are you so old?
we had a rifle. And the like the thing I shot the little kid in the face with.
Yeah, we
was
picked
just
us
yeah.
that was just a straight up gun. But
You use real guns on real kids.
up immediately.
Okay. That's gonna get taken out of context.
I think even in context, that's
gotcha.
bad.
But it's what happened.
Yeah, because in context, we now also know who those kids were and what they were doing and how
Yeah,
that was your immediate
yeah.
reaction to them.
You're like, oh, children, bam!
Okay, in his defense, it was
They were
48 creepy
ass
children with
fucking-
axes coming
the
at us.
same girls
blood
with
and pus
axes.
covered axes dancing down the street
Yeah.
in a menacing
Yeah.
manner.
That was just for show, though.
Yeah, right.
Well,
They
we
were
know
just
that
trying to get
now.
your
How
attention.
would we have known that?
I mean, that was full on Galaxy Quest. You know, it was like the
Hey, I've seen
the-
that one.
Yeah.
What is Galaxy Quest?
A really
Oh.
silly movie.
Oh God.
Mm.
We're gonna have to show
Movie
you
night.
that one. Yeah, it's
It's a good one.
it's a Star Trek riff, which it's
Ooh,
fascinating.
I like
that-
Star Trek.
Right. This is basically if the actors from Star Trek, not the characters they're playing, but if the actors from that show were mistaken for the characters they were playing, were abducted by actual aliens and told to solve an actual problem.
It's very funny. I particularly fond of a bit at the end, which I can't talk about because you haven't seen it yet.
Right.
I-
So yeah. So anyway. Yeah. So when we go through there, I am going to have a talk with Hoshi along the
Oh.
way. Well, because unfortunately, as we've discovered, Hoshi and Rina are going to be kind of important here because they're politically connected. I am
Choosing Hoshi.
Mechanically.
well.
Look, he's not saying that you're a problem starter. He's saying that you're a firecracker. This is better
Oh, I
Right,
was thinking he's
right.
not saying you're a problem starter. He's thinking you are the problem.
Right. I was trying to be nice.
I
Mhm.
said none of those things, and if you'd let me finish my sentence, I could have actually gone in a completely different direction. So there you go.
Firecracker held by an unsupervised child.
Right.
Mhm, mhm.
I was going to say that on Refuge, I am not especially important
Oh, sad.
to
Aw.
them. So I clean vents. I repair maintenance stuff. I'm in I fix atmosphere scrubbers.
That's
I am
important.
A
I am
maintenance
not
technician. Got it.
I am not perceived as important.
I see.
I am like the nickname I got was Verret the Ferret. You know, it was the crawling around in little tunnels all day, poking
That's
my head
rough.
up. Yeah.
I like it.
Someone
Yeah.
put this in the notes.
Oh,
Yep,
oh,
I'm writing
yeah.
it down
Barrett
right
is now
now.
the ferret.
Verret the Ferret, yeah. And it's just so you guys are politically connected. You actually know some of these people and have met them in person. I have not. I have heard their names. They are discussed on the news. That is the extent to which I have interacted with any of them. And I guarantee you, if any of these people had met me on a one-to-one basis, it's probably because they needed something fixed. Usually, like means like the atmosphere scrubber in their office or something is malfunctioning, and it smells bad in there. So
After beans.
Sounds like a bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's malfunctioning and it smells bad in there.
yeah,
Don't talk
yeah,
about it like that.
an unfortunate bit of vermin has escaped into our ventilation ducts. It appears to have crawled in somewhere and died. It's you know, yeah. So I'm asked to purge the biologicals from the ventilation system.
Oh, that's what
Ugh.
they're calling it these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm kind of like trying to like brief these guys to like lower their expectations for exactly how much I can tell you about these people and more about like I can get you guys shortcuts to different places. I have information, I have like
You have a repair
access.
shop, friend?
Oh, buddy. I have a side hustle.
I'm
Oh.
looking forward to this.
Wait,
Oh,
please tell me more.
Where is this conversation happening? The Tory Gate.
as we were walking to the Tory Gate.
Okay.
So as we go through the Tory Gate, we will come out and it's like a steamy underground like maintenance court. No, not that kind of steamy for. Stop it. No shimmying.
Woo! Is it hot in
Anyway,
here? Or is it...
It's like it's an underground like just below street level maintenance hatch. We can take a ladder up and it will lead us to downtown tier 3 of Refuge. The
is
main
this one of the
station.
things where tier 2 is above tier 3 or below tier 3?
Below. We're gonna be on the lowermost tier of the Refuge station. Refuge geographically has 2 components.
Mhm.
The station of Refuge itself, which is what it's sort of been named after, is a colossal space station orbiting above the moon.
When you say
to
the
which-
moon, you mean our moon.
Luna, yeah,
Yeah,
like
right.
the actual like Earth moon.
Right.
That is the station to which most of humanity has fled after an unspecified disaster, which in this case we learned later was a yokai invasion. Expelled
Kind of ruined it.
Yeah, expelled the population of Earth proper, and forced them out to both the combination of this station itself and a nearby moon colony.
Yeah.
So the Lunar Council oversees much of that, and they largely function as the sort of government of the colony entire.
Mhm.
But I suspect the majority of the population lives here.
Okay.
Uh,
So you're
sort
at
of
the
looks-
bottom.
Yeah, and and now keeping in mind, I am essentially spitball like world building
Sure.
on the fly improv with some of this, so bear with me
Hey.
because this is all canon the second it comes out of my mouth.
I trust you.
So tier 3 of the station.
If you ever say I
yeah,
said that, I'll deny and delete the video.
of course, thank you. Yeah. But yeah, tier 3. If you're thinking like more like this is going to be very 80s Blade Runner style, as opposed to trendier, more cyberpunk stuff, you'll see.
Hey, another movie that I've actually seen.
Right. As the levels go up, things will get more and more idealized, and you will see more solar access. You will see more favorable environmental conditions. You
Now,
will
when you
see
say solar access, you literally mean sunlight or like solar panels?
yes. As
Solar
things go
panels.
farther down and you get more densely packed in, the access it gets literally darker. So
Did
there,
the squeakiest yawn I've ever heard him do, and it sounded like a door hinge.
What?
Eclipse just did the squeakiest yawn. He's right here.
Oh gosh.
Sound like a haunted step.
Right?
Mhm.
So, so when we get down here, it's going to be very densely packed, bustling, weirdly wet in that 80s sci-fi sort of way. It shouldn't be raining inside of a space station, yet somehow it is.
I see the slick moistness
Yep.
that is everywhere in a movie like that. Like the sidewalk is moist, the buildings are moist, the people are moist.
The people are just sort of
Damn.
vaguely wet and miserable. Yeah.
Essentially
everything is like-
condensation.
Right,
Yeah, but
everything
yeah.
is just the
Yes.
bottom of a basement,
So
right?
yeah, so it's like the
Mhm.
it's we're in an outdoor quote unquote market space surrounded by massive high-rise apartments, a lot of neon everywhere. But the reason this place had been chosen is because it's so densely populated that a person can just walk down into this little maintenance hatch and functionally disappear off. It's off.
I was
most-
just about to ask, does
yeah.
anybody even notice that you stepped out of the gate?
Exactly. That's the reason that the Tory Gate was placed where it was because, but no,
Mhm.
it's one of the few sections here that is in a surveillance camera dead zone.
Mhm.
I'm sure someone would recognize Verret the Ferret. The
Absolutely no
legendary.
one. No, by definition, like my whole thing is going largely unseen, entirely unheard, and mostly unknown. I will, however, lead you, like for the purposes of our
To your doom.
no shush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the purposes of our mission having someplace as an HQ, I'm probably going to lead you down a little back alley, to a small like strip of what are pretty clearly just like a long-term storage lockers. Like not like locker, but we're talking like a storage facility, just like rolling ramp doors, padlocks, or electronic locks. And they're fairly decent size. We're talking you can park like a full size like an RV in one of these things.
Okay.
So I will approach the ramp door. I'm gonna swipe like there's probably an RFID chip embedded in my wrist that will unlock the door, and I can pull up the I will pull up the door and reveal what is there, and I'll flip on a little switch over the door that will reveal a neon sign saying "Mixture Fix It."
Mr. Fix-It Kit.
MXTR Fix It.
Love
which is my off the books side hustle gyro bike repair shop and tune up facility.
What are gyro bikes?
That is going to be a thing we're going to get into later. That is a thing I am fully making up. It
Which
is
is
not
to say, at this moment, none of your business.
Yeah. Oh no, it is your business in that you will see a fully functional one of these vehicles parked dead center in the middle of the shop. That is my personal vehicle. Sort of my hot rod, if as it would. You see, basically, it is an equivalent to a motorcycle with two perfectly spherical wheels. That can be you can literally hop on and drive essentially in any direction. And they have onboard magnetization, so you can actually attach yourself to an outside rail and drive it on the outside of the station, if you so please.
What you've just done is taken a magnetic tram, a
Right.
gyro cycle, and a bicycle, and just sort of rammed those concepts together, and I love it.
Right. Yeah. So I essentially am using this facility as an off the books, like unofficial. I will like tune up and like bling out someone's racing bike, like for a professional racing circuit, for a fee.
For
And yes.
fee. Are you familiar? Are any of you familiar with swoop races from Star Wars, which are not pod races? No.
No.
Are any
but
of you familiar with pod races?
yes.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
A
that's
pod
pod
race.
racing.
Yes.
A pod, yeah. A
Uh-huh.
pod race
But,
is so much safer than a swoop race. So
Yeah.
much
Fun.
safer.
Yeah. So
Like,
yeah.
that thing you're
yeah.
describing just reminded me of.
And the thing we're talking about, yeah, I also took a lot of inspiration from the Wachowski Speed Racer.
It's
So-
such a good movie. Another movie I've seen. That's three in
Right.
one night. You should get some sort of award.
yeah, it's very rare to get that many. So
Or
Yeah,
like
so
the thing to
there's-
help you out of your old man chair.
Oh.
Wow. Hey now. Ooh.
Agent.
I've seen I've seen all
Judgment.
these
The
movies
best
too.
thing tonight was gonna come from 4.
Wow. I
I am on a
rude.
sofa.
Yeah,
I'll have you
how's
know.
your jaw there? You just got socked pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So anyway,
here,
you don't need any more of the
whippersnapper.
directions. You don't have to hang out here anymore for if you are going to keep being sassy.
I'm gonna
Uh,
take the
No, no,
bike.
no, this is how 4 has earned their place here. What are
There's
you
a
doing?
big old bucket of sass, and he slapped
Mhm,
me with
mhm.
it. Oh
Yeah.
my.
This is
So-
what he should be doing. What do you mean?
So anyway, I tell everyone else here, just make yourselves at home, pick a desk or whatever. Just this is my workshop. It's not on camera. I have it under an alias, so no one's going to look for us here. I'm not going to take you to my actual house.
Why?
Like,
He says with a certain degree of disdain, like I don't fucking trust you people.
no, I have family who are alive and live here. Like,
Right.
You
So
tell
I
us
don't
that
trust
detail?
you that they will remain that way if I bring you near them.
Well, no, you're
Right.
supposed to keep your work and your personal life
Right,
separate,
right,
which
right.
is something Hoshi and Rina have done a great job, and
Super.
Tanabichi have all done a great job at.
yeah. So unlike you goobers, I'm actually going to try and follow that particular regulation.
I love
Please
how
don't
you
know
are the
my-
most open character in the story about how the organization is just the worst. And you're also like, yeah, but this one rule, right? Like it's
But,
like
yeah.
my one
Well,
rule.
no, because the organization I'm going to go with is the worst, and I'm thinking, do I really want to expose anyone I actually know to that?
I
No.
haven't told you guys
Bro.
about my sister and brother.
You have family?
Way to go, Dingus. Like
I may have overthought that. I
Excuse
take
me?
that back.
No, I think that's underthinking. But then again, your name is 4, so logically speaking, there should at least be a 1, 2, and a
Of
3.
7, but there's only 3 of us left.
Ouch.
Oh,
That is
okay.
something 4 does as we walk
Budget
through,
cuts?
and you're like, here's the
Oh
workshop,
my
and then 4 just goes,
Partially,
I mean, I
kind of,
haven't
yeah.
told you about my sister and brother. Whoops.
whoopsie doodle.
I want to go to the tool bench.
Yes.
bet.
Just 4. Just don't break anything.
No
every-
promises.
Of all of us, 4 is both the least likely to accidentally break something and the most likely to go, but I thought it worked this way and break
Yeah.
it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
okay, I will make one request of 4. The bike is under a tarp in the middle of the room. If you touch it, I break your fingers.
The bike or the tarp?
The bike. You
Look, clarification is
Very
important, especially if
specific
one's coming out of the
distinction
gate
that
with
you
an
need to
ultimate.
know.
Right.
Sassy tonight.
I was gonna say this is 2 sasses in the span of 5 minutes. I am actively looking at 4's pupils to make sure he's not high.
Does this
that being
mean-
high is what makes you sassy. I don't know.
I'm
This
just-
Right.
bug out.
I'm just
Does that mean
excited
that
to be in the
Four
land
can
of
fuck around with the
technology.
tarp if he wants?
Mhm, mhm.
Well, I think I could like figure out how to not touch the tarp and have it be removed so I could mess with the bike. Like I have
Oh,
Again,
I can easily
no.
do that.
That is my
Wind
I can do
powers.
wind-
Remember, just
wind
whoosh,
powers, man.
But
I
I
don't
mean,
have
no,
wind
but
powers.
but Kai specifically did say not to touch their bike, so it doesn't
Mhm.
matter if you move the tarp.
Mhm.
The tarp,
Mhm.
the tarp. Don't touch the bike.
I know that's why you had to specify.
Yeah,
Oh come on, that does not help my point at
You
all.
know that Thor being the I wants to play with it is, if you told them not to do X, X is like the thing they want to do, right? You know that,
Mhm.
right? They're
No,
like a
yeah.
child with a ray gun.
I grew up at fourth out of a family of 7. I know if I touch it, I'm gonna get my ass beat. So
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you
I
won't touch it.
Again,
I'm gonna
I
think
need to
about it.
clarify: is this
Uh-huh.
40 or is this 4? Are we getting more information about 4, or is
Yeah.
this actual you real life?
No, I'm not mentioning anything real life.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Four doesn't
So-
want you to know what their real name is. None of your business.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
My
I think
real name isn't even on the call.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I had to get used to that because you
Yeah.
came on the call and introduced yourself, and I was like, "That is not what I usually call you." I'm gonna have to like program that into the brain.
Mhm,
All right, then.
mhm.
so. Yeah, I will be heading to a locker at the back of the shop where I'll be collecting some personal stuff. Just like a little Foot Locker. And just like trying to stow, like try to see if I have any actual gear that could be useful. I'll probably grab my own personal breather mask out of there. I do have a vent suit, which is again not a thing that's relevant to. It's not actual gear. It's just something that I use when navigating for my job.
Oh, your butt stinks. Move. Stinks. No, no.
It is a butt. I mean,
No, but it's fresh cat litter butt. No, no, no.
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
fun times.
No, 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 no. No, thank
the
you.
bestest.
Mhm.
Would I guess only Kai make an awareness roll,
Oh crap!
and I'll see
Well-
everybody in 15.
Oh damn it!
Oh, damn. Okay. I guess it's break time now.
I'm waiting for Jay to remember that my character is a kleptomaniac.
Oh shit!
Oh no. Just the deadpan.
Please tell me
from-
that means you've been
my-
messaging him at every place we've gone and just been like, I
I'm
grabbed
taking this.
this item.
I'm taking it. Mm-hmm.
But
I
like
will.
when
will-
when we finally reconcile with Rena's dad and he still wants 4 and we're like, what did 4 do? He was the one that he
You-
took my
so-
silver spoon.
So above table, there's a reason why I picked something at the beginning called the hidden compartment.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
have one too. It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
Mhm,
So if you're missing your like 5mm, mic
Mhm.
from the tool set, you dropped it somewhere.
Of course, of course I did.
Mhm, mhm.
I'm gonna know stuff is missing. I'm gonna know that you're probably the one who took it, and I'm not gonna fucking care because I don't spend stuff. I don't spend that much time here anymore, and I know who to ask.
Wasn't me.
Uh-huh.
Of course it wasn't. Why would it be you?
No.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Break time.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, Jay,
Hmm.
Amber brought in that monster for me to try.
Uh-huh.
It's good. I gotta say, I prefer the Viking berry though.
See, Viking berry is a juice. As a rule, I don't do a lot of juice, monster or otherwise.
Why is that? Too much sugar?
I like the bubbles.
Ah,
It doesn't have enough. My favorite monster ever is the Moscow Mule that they don't make anymore. But I understand that they were just like, we're not making it at this time because the demographics suggest it's not like they haven't done away with the ability to produce it. They're just not doing it at this time. They haven't canceled the line exactly. Someone just hit pause, which means I can hope. I'm usually a G Fuel guy. They cost 50 cents for a container this large, which I don't mean the cans. I mean, I mix my own. G Fuel in a can is not only a different product, it's more expensive. Like the ingredient list is different. That's a completely different thing. Made by the same company, but totally different thing. Anyway, my G Fuel comes out to like 50 cents for something this large. The money spends twice. It's really good and takes up like no space in the house. This can is like $3. Monster's
Yep.
going to cost me a fortune.
Yeah.
yeah. There are just some days where I'm up until 11 plus for some reason. Where I need a little pick me up in the morning.
I get that.
Mhm.
If before Mike says anything, Jay, did you lose your shirt? I did. It was a hot, steamy sewer. What do you want from me? Like, you said it was steamy and wet. I needed a minute. All right.
Aw.
It's so good.
Mm.
So anyway,
So
to
anyway.
properly specify, since I made sure to pull up the requisite lore materials, we are on tier 3 of the Pan American habitat. There are 4 habitats, concentric rings. Those 4 concentric rings are part of Eos Station, which is the actual refuge is the overall name for the entirety of the colony.
Right.
Eos is the space station. Selene is the moon colony.
Okay.
There are going to be other little smaller satellite stations sorted around in between, but they are not anywhere near as large.
Cool.
You
So-
hear that, Mike? I just checked the chat log.
Oh.
As far as I know, one dedicated fan loves your announcement, and they should. It's top shelf. What?
Uh-huh. It's one
Uh,
of the best parts of the beginning of this
Mhm.
is just hearing previously on.
The shadows come.
Aw, the best.
What did you get
you
on your
have to do
awareness
this.
roll?
I actually put that in the chat. I got a 1, 2, 4, 6, 6.
4.
So that's successes. You bet.
Yeah.
A bunch of them.
Yeah.
So you notice that as you walked through the alley into your shop, that there was a certain like something was wrong, kind of like itch in the end of the nose, pinch in the back of the neck. Like, what the hell's? I can't put my finger on it, but the place feels even gloomier than normal.
My ferret sense is tingling.
Right, your ferret sense is tingling. Exactly. Right. You should probably get that looked at. I'm sure that you can see a veterinarian about that kind of thing. And then it gets worse. It's better in your shop. It sort of like lays off but doesn't go away. Like when you have a headache because of stimuli and then you step away from the stimuli into a quiet space. And the headache doesn't just disappear, but the pressure of it is lessened. But you can still tell. You can almost feel it leaking in from outside. Like the further you get towards the center and back of your building, the better it gets, which means it's sort of pressing in like a sentient malaise.
Oh,
Can you define malaise?
I can. Deep-seated sullenness.
Ooh.
Nihilism you can taste. That's
So
actually
it's-
not true.
it's-
That's not what malaise means at all.
So it's an emotional sensation that I can detect is decreasing in severity away from a fixed point.
If the fixed point is everywhere that isn't, if the fixed point is everywhere that's outside, yes.
So there's some sort of, and would I be able to sense like from my shinobi training that this is like yokai vibes?
No, because the word malaise means a general feeling of discomfort, illness, or unease whose exact cause is difficult to identify. That's
Cool. Specifically using a word to be vague.
Right. I could have just used the word sadness, but I didn't. Like
That would be too simple.
that would be
Could've
way
been
too easy.
normal
Mhm.
and expectant, but
Right. Yeah. So you to answer your question with less sass because Forrest got that covered tonight. The answer to your question is could I figure out what it is? Yes, but not from in here. You'd have to get closer to it.
Hmm.
Never enough sass.
Never.
And
we probably will
So-
get closer to it, honestly.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that
you
is
don't have to.
that is almost literally the exact reason we're here. So, uh, if anyone wants to put stuff down that they don't need in the immediate term, they can do that here. But this can be our meet back up spot. If we have to take breaks in between
I know
phases
you
of this
said
job.
meat back up spot, but I heard meat bag up spot, and I was like,
Of course you did.
Uh-huh.
So we are, just for the record, we are on
That'll
night
depend on the
cycle.
bodies.
Yeah, we are on night cycle right now. This is when everyone is more active. Not that it this far down that anyone can tell the fucking difference, but this is when everyone's going to be more active out and about. Jobs are over, that kind of stuff.
what does let it all hang out
Sense.
look like in your down here?
Down here, nightlife, I want to say clubs, movies, various forms of illicit entertainment, whatever people
And those
who do,
PG-13 movies are just they're just
Mhm.
off the rockets down
Oh,
here.
yeah.
no.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, you want me to just say drinking, going to strip clubs?
Yep.
Yeah. I know what
Yeah.
you meant.
I
Yeah.
was teasing.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Anyway, so yeah, it's what a bunch of people who don't have a whole lot of disposable income do when they don't have a whole lot of options. Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, what is that? Like, Meet the Parents, Nutty Professor, or were those PG-13? I don't know.
I mean,
Hi.
you could do that if you're boring. Yeah.
Listen, I feel like everybody got a little extra sass tonight. Just a little extra.
A little bit.
Just a
Well,
little.
Need to add a little
I
bit
think
of
we're all
sass.
feeling a
I
little
don't
sassy
know what you're
tonight.
talking about. I'm fine.
I can snap anytime I want. I got a lot of
Uh-huh.
willpower.
So
I don't
yeah,
have a problem.
Yeah, as long as we don't have to do anything related to my normal actual job, we shouldn't have too many problems. If we do, people are going to
The
start
one
asking
where
questions.
you crawl through tunnels and fix ducts.
Yeah, that's
It's
going to
important
be
to stress
some.
that D. Duh.
Yeah. So yeah, I will probably need to use some of my expertise, but if I have to do that and people who know me personally start asking questions about why I'm doing stuff off the clock, we're going to have some problems because that stuff gets tracked.
Does Kai have a perchance schematics or map of this station that we could each get a copy of?
Get lost.
I
In
will
case we get
confirm.
separated and we've never been here and have no idea where anything is.
I would say it would make narrative sense for that to be true. Whether the DM allows it or not is debatable.
If it makes sense, I'm all for you having a map of it. You bet.
Okay. I will probably then it'll
I
all
imagine
be
this is more like a GPS map. Like
I'm gonna
the
guess you have,
government
like, a
building
laser
is
printer?
here. You don't have a blueprint of it.
You're
yeah,
gonna
I would
see
say
it.
Mhm.
I would say I have probably blueprints. I have
Oh, right, your job.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'm
diagrams.
asking. 'Cause,
Right.
Like
I
Kai has the whole
I have-
like They go and fix all the things and they fish out all the biological. We already talked
And
about all
we've
that
established
stuff.
that nobody
Mhm, mhm.
nobody sees you as, you know, a person with inalienable rights. So
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
I essentially I probably have copies on a personal on a work device, that were intended to be like confidential. Share this stuff with no one.
but
You
I hear
can
a
get
butt
fired.
coming.
You can get fired stuff. Um, and
You never hear.
I have that stuff, and I can share that with you guys. Um, because the whole thing is we're supposed to be like super secret ninja people. If we get caught,
Mm.
you know, there's bigger problems than my job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you have
Is there-
you have a great
Fair.
side gig.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
Is there a
S-
way to request a meeting appointment with one of the council? Like, do they ever do that? Like with certain, I know, like.
Yes, they have a town hall once a week where at least
Mhm.
two of them, though you never know which two, are going
Mhm.
to show up. Though while they're never stated it's not policy or anything, Fazil is almost always one of them.
All right.
Ooh, what's
I
that?
would like to go to when's the next town hall meeting?
Kai, what day is it on your station? Assuming the Gregorian calendar, of course.
yeah, we could say
There's a
Just-
statement I didn't plan on saying today.
assuming let's just stick with what it actually is and say today is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday? Sure, I believe you. Then
Here in
next-
reality land, yeah.
But yeah, sure.
Tuesday.
I know what you meant. Look, man, I have a weird relationship with time. All right. Like if you say it's Tuesday, I
Same.
believe you.
Would you prefer it that it was Three's Day?
Yeah. Wait.
No.
One more.
No.
One more.
No.
One more.
Force Day.
Yeah.
There we go. There it is.
Wednesday, Tuesday, Threes Day, Fours Day, Fives Day, 6 Day, 7 Day, Sevens Day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But none of that
My parents
compares
were
to
not great
Seconds
at naming.
Breakfast Dis, which I am very fond of. Like,
Focus of you and your, your sibling.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
No,
Siblings
we
that
were
we
named.
now
in-
know about.
No, we were named from like which number we
Okay.
are from order.
like, what kind of weird birthing
Well,
cycle is that?
well,
Like,
like-
you
so the-
have 6 siblings that are all X number of days apart from you? How does
No,
that
I
even
mean,
or like,
work? Look.
Child
I
1,
think it
child
was-
2, child 3.
I think
Yeah.
in Rome, that's how they would name
I was 4.
the daughters, right?
I don't
think
know.
so.
Yeah,
Rome?
like you like because the boys were named after their fathers and carried it on, and the girls were literally, this is my first daughter, this is my second daughter, this is my third daughter, this is my
That's where Octavia comes from because 8.
8. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it turns out you're all named Julius. You're just Julius Primus, and you're Julius Secundus.
Yeah.
Julius
Yeah.
Gaius.
Yes.
yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
How do you
basically.
get to, how far down do you have to go to get to Orange Julius?
Okay. It's
Moving
Tuesday.
on that note.
On.
What is the segue there?
Moving on.
Like, moving on.
So,
Exactly.
Like a
so-
segue, moving on.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Town hall
so-
meeting.
Yeah,
Town hall meeting.
Um,
Town hall meeting is every Wednesday at noon.
Okay,
Rena
so
or
Okay.
Hoshi, I have one small question for you. Which one of you guys is better with people? This is gonna be this is a
Rena.
very specific question.
Rena, always.
Rena's kind of proven herself
Okay.
in that.
Rena
regard.
Rena is sociable. Hoshi has been put into situations. There's a difference.
Okay.
so
I totally
think-
forgot, Rena. You'll find that your, let's call them upgrades, just stopped working.
Yep.
I-
Mhm,
Oh.
mhm.
Hey, but because of what we've been leveling up, I'm okay.
Okay.
So I am gonna
Remind
quickly-
me, where are those? Are those in your legs, your arms, your whole body?
It was my whole body. Oh, don't tell me I'm gonna have a negative side effect now, or am
Oh
I?
no.
Negative
Here
side
comes
effect
that
is sort of a
Iniobactia.
soft term. I was going to say that you can't move at all, because the muscles that like give you more strength just they don't work. They don't move when you want them to. Mechanically speaking, you can move because that would be incredibly limiting to the player, and that's no fun.
Okay.
But you'll find that you don't have a strength score.
I don't have a strength score at
You
all.
just don't have a strength score. Like lifting, this is a plastic cube that weighs probably like practically nothing. And you would have an almost impossible time doing what I'm currently doing with it.
But
Both
wait a
holding
second.
it up and doing this.
It was just supposed to be the modifiers that were gone though.
Yeah. You trust that guy?
You didn't read the contract.
Didn't sign a
So
contract.
all the stuff that I did outside of my character is gone. Is that what you're telling me now? Like all the things that I used to build up my strength.
Only the benefits you got from him. But
Are
yes,
gone.
because they've turned your arms off effectively, any benefits that you have that were stacked on top, until such time you get this squared away, they won't work either. No.
Yeah.
Holding a Rubik's Cube up this high would take everything you had, and you'd only be able to do it for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So
Walking
this,
and-
I don't think
walking
this
and
is your
talking is
character
fine,
is
but fighting's
permanently
not gonna
nerfed.
happen.
I think
Oh,
this
no,
is,
never. That would be
That's
That's
deeply
what I was
unfair.
like trying to get at. I was like, do I need to
Mhm.
take things off that I just finally got?
No,
Like,
but it
Fluffy
means
tail.
that if you want to be able to benefit from your muscles, you'll need to
Or
square
your
things
tail is
away.
so floofy today. Wow.
Hey, thanks. I have it permed. You'll need to talk to Xanatos to get your problems
Are
squared
you
away.
four? You're Jay.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I am
Damn,
also
fluff.
four
Oh.
sometimes.
Fluff.
Oh,
Fluff.
Xanatos is gonna get an earful from me.
Only an earful? Sorry.
That's-
You want us
Um,
to hold the phone while you call him?
Can you call him? You have your communicator in the side of your head. What
I
are the chances you
can.
have like
Karen, everyone's so sassy.
Actually, who I'm
It's good for
going
ya.
to call
who are you gonna call?
Ghost.
Mom.
Ghostbusters.
Somebody else.
Bob.
I have a feeling you're not going to call your dad.
No, probably
Yeah.
not.
Hey, Daddy,
Not
can
my
you
dad.
get one
Dad that
Xanatos
we're
for me? I
here.
currently can't move. What? No, I'm not telling you my location.
Mhm.
We're nowhere on Earth.
That is true. Well, actually,
Hey, Fluffy.
that wouldn't help much because he does know that this place exists. So
I poofing fluffing. Look at you.
I will try and take
You're
Hoshi
glorious.
aside real quick and just you
She's-
know who some of these people are.
Was that a
I
question? Like,
I didn't know that I knew them.
Okay. Are you from here?
No.
Where are you from?
why are there so much pause between the words? It sounds kind of
Because
like a threat.
I'm implying periods between each word.
Yeah. Oh, I noticed. Like,
I think Hoshi just looks at you like a little like not here.
Yes, here. Yes, now.
No, I'm not from here. And she'll just like start to walk away.
Okay. No. I'm
Was that
pursuing
a-
this.
was that a little like an epileptic squirrel? What was that? Like,
Oh, Kitty.
He's floofy
You
baby.
mean, yeah.
My feet are being kept warm by Nova right now.
Mm.
She's being very cute.
Mm.
Hey, Jay.
yes.
Rena is going to contact Takeshi.
Aha. I see. You bet.
That person we know and have heard of.
I know who that is.
Mhm.
Who is sounds like they're in the middle of. There's a lot of grunting going on there at the other end of the line. And they go, yeah, sorry, give me a second. Yeah, you guys handle it without me for a second. And I go,
Guys?
I go, yeah,
Multiple?
sure. What's up? Sorry.
Handle
You have my complete attention. What's going on?
Strength gone from Dillmaid with Xanatos. Contact him now to reestablish strength, please. And take away 40% of his shares right away.
Understood. You bet. And you'll hang up the phone. Do you actually have a phone, or is this you like touching the tattoo and doing it like that?
Touching the tattoo.
You bet. A couple seconds later, and I stress seconds, like 6, your arms work.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Feeling better there?
Oh yeah. Yes, it's better.
Cool.
Here,
That's
cat.
He knows what's good for him.
You'll find that the benefits he gave you are gone, but your benefits you got are fine, and your body works like it did before.
Yeah, that was my thing. Like, no, you're
You
not
bet.
gonna just zap
Aw.
my strength in retaliation, or I'm gonna retaliate against you.
Yeah.
Well,
I love how to the rest of the team you walked away, made essentially a phone call. They only heard your side of.
uh-huh.
That only made some sense. And then all better because they would have absolutely seen you power down, and then you're fine.
Yeah.
Like,
She starts
Good to know
stretching
that.
out everything.
yeah, I love how you've given them no explanation at all. Nothing. Like that's
Mhm.
not a big deal. Like, so here you are in this place. There's a creep on the outside, by which I mean, the weaponized depression, not like an actual creep. Though maybe that too. Who knows?
So
Weaponized
station-
depression. That
Anyone-
phrasing was definitely pointed.
I have the cure in my arms.
Like the rock. Band?
Yes, you really do.
Mhm. So, is Hoshi still running away from
Hoshi
Kai?
didn't run away. Hoshi just turned away and went not here and just turned away and started walking back to the group. And then Kai said that they were gonna keep
Yeah, she,
like, doing this,
should I
and then
make an
They had a little
appointment? Like,
spaz
what,
attack. Yeah.
what are we doing? Anyway,
Hmm.
so, but yeah, anyway, fuck it.
Chuck it in the fucking bucket. For some reason, I picture that in the corner of Kai's shop, there is in fact a big metal pail with perhaps a dent in the
That
side,
says fuck it,
but that
bucket.
has a little sign on it that says "fuck it bucket," like
Mhm,
that
mhm.
has
No,
any
no.
number of scrap bits of metal in it.
she will kind of turn back, like if you follow, she'll kind of turn back and just almost stop like right in front of you and just go, I know that I can't always, but I'm gonna keep my personal life as separate from this job as possible for as long as possible. And then
Plan.
go back.
Cool.
Cool.
Anyway, for everybody else's benefit, the whole
Hi.
did anyone else here pick up on like a super bummer vibe when we first walked in?
Yeah, Refuge is not very cheerful.
That's not normal. I think this is yokai shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The sort of dour, depressing thing, that is kind of a tier 3 vibe, but like this is like up to 11.
Do I know of any yokai that would be possibly causing this? Like, is this something that I've read about in any kind of
Like, did it
information
feed off
that
of
I've
like
gathered?
negative energy or emotions or
Yeah.
something like that?
Say that again.
Do I know of any yokai that like have this kind of effect on an area?
Yes. Though some yokai, one of the traits many yokai have is it's difficult to write things down about them and then retain it. History lessons, passed down lessons of yokai understanding, monster lore, that side of thing, are both hard to write down because in order to do that, you would have to retain it long enough to write it down. And it's like the pages themselves forget. Yokai books are constantly being rewritten and drawn over the old ink. Some people have gone stir crazy enough that they just retrace the old ink because they don't actually know what to write if it fades away. Which is to say, would you make a knowledge check?
Cool.
Cool.
Using my homeland ability,
Awesome.
Folktales, whenever I'm required to make a knowledge check about yokai, I automatically succeed.
Oh, awesome. Go you. Look at you.
Why I asked that question, I was like, do I know of any yokai that do this? Because I
You
will
bet.
know of a yokai that would do something like this.
So malaise is an unusual thing that I actually think most humans experience at some point. You ever been sad for like just no reason?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Constantly.
I know that feeling deeply.
Right. And I don't mean
Gonna
like
unpack that trauma
actual
later, but yes.
I don't mean like
I was
direct
gonna say, we're not
reasons,
talking
like-
actual depression.
Uh-huh.
We're talking
Right.
just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're having
yeah.
a great day and then bam, you're sad for like
Yeah.
no reason for a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
hours and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's malaise that you
Mhm.
like. I like to look at that like the universe just needed me to be sad for somebody. So I am.
Mhm.
It's my
Yeah.
turn.
Yep.
But the malaise is an old word. I imagine they weren't thinking that at the time.
Mhm.
Malaise in this case is almost certainly you can feel it. And once you clue into it, you can really feel it. Like I'm gonna have to make a roll to resist it here in a minute. The turtle of malaise, or Tom, is a sluggish turtle creature that is basically harmless, but withers the life out of those around it. It's not
That's not basically harmless.
but it's not like directly deliberately antagonistic. It just
slowly eats away at your feelings of joy.
right. It will
But like
just
indirect,
rot.
it's just an effect. It's
Right.
not actively trying to do that.
Right, yeah, it just happens.
Okay.
Uh,
I was gonna say
Toms
we're
are
not having like
as-
some Dementor stuff going on now, right?
No, Toms are not
No.
especially capable of making their own decisions. They're sort of yes creatures.
Mm.
Hmm.
Oh,
Are you okay over there?
This is
I'm so happy and so sad at the same time.
I'm happy for you. Look.
Ah,
The tortoise of malaise is a henchman,
Palpable.
right? It's a toady. It's like
No, then
yeah.
it would be the toad of malaise.
right. It's a toady, not an
Mhm,
actual toad.
mhm.
Henchman, a stooge. What makes one
Hmm.
decide to become a stooge? Low self-esteem.
You don't decide to become this dude. You think you're being a right-hand man and find out that you weren't ever
Yeah.
thought highly.
I see. Like, you tripped and fell into stoogedom. I see.
Yep. Yep.
I'm not sure stoogedom is a word, but you know what I mean.
Hey,
you were stoogified.
it is now.
Oof, rough. That's like a magic spell. Bam! Like you are now a
Stoogified.
stooge. Like,
Oh,
I've been struck with the stooge. It's like a disease. Like,
There is no cure.
oh. A creature like that, if you can only feel it kind of like this from this far away,
mhm.
that means it can't even be on this level. The people on the level it's on probably can't even move.
Ooh.
Like walking requires too much energy on their part.
This is not good. This
The
one is hard.
The hardest part of a Tom is once you're aware of that is happening, it makes it harder to fight it. Like you know that it's just going to end up in your space and make it worse.
So do you tell us this at this point? Are you communicating with
Knowing
us?
that, no. Because he
Yeah.
wants
Then-
the rest of his team to be able
Then
to
I guess
function.
So
you
just
a
saying
lot
there's a
better.
yokai and that's it.
Would you make a
Saying
resistance
this is
roll?
gonna be hard.
Okay.
Resistance. Cool. I don't have the best in that. That's gonna be so fun. Okay.
That's gonna be so fun.
We
I
believe
have
in
2
you.
dice, guys.
Oh,
Double
I
sixes.
was
Here we go.
also fucking around with my dice during the break, and they were rolling like absolute fucking garbage. So we'll see how this goes.
Maybe you like
I got a 6 and a 4.
No, you
Ooh.
didn't. Didn't you give me your
Oh,
in
fucking
a couple
Inyo.
sessions ago?
No.
Like,
Mhm.
like,
I knew
no,
it.
you
Yep.
no,
There
you
we
didn't.
go.
You got a 4.
Okay.
Like,
I get a 4.
which is
Yeah,
not
that's
enough
bad.
successes to pass. The good news is you
Yeah.
get your Inyo back after the roll is over, because if you could just
Mhm.
respend it and fix it.
Yeah.
The bad news is that means you don't pass.
But you
Which
have your
means
Inyo back, but Rena does not have.
correct.
no.
Mhm.
You'll find that until the Tom is dealt with, you will lose a point of mind and body.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Next time the first time you're within 50 feet of the Tom and you can see it, you're going to have to make another spirit roll. If you fail that one, those losses will be permanent.
Okay.
So maybe you just hang out in here.
Mhm.
We'll go to the mission without you.
You can be our communicator.
and
Mhm.
does
Sharing up with-
Tanamichi know that last part, or is that
Tanamichi knows that from a roleplay perspective, that Toms are
That's
difficult to remove
something.
because they embed
Yeah.
themselves in the situation and just drag everybody down.
That something's happening. He's aware of it, so he knows that it's happening to him a lot worse and a lot faster than if he hadn't been aware of it. And he just kind of goes quiet and it's like, this is bad. This is really
Most
bad.
people don't actually know that a Tom is affecting them right away because Toms are reasonable people, like reasonable creatures. They're not mean or cruel or anything. They're just kind of a problem.
Okay, so is this a shoot it situation or is this a coax it back through the Tory gate situation? Because I feel like this might be a shoot it situation.
Yeah, I don't know that this
Yeah.
is one we want to send back to headquarters.
Right.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first one.
I mean, there's a moral conundrum in that. If there was a person who, through no fault of their own, just sucked the life out of everyone around them, not to a position that would actually kill them, just drain all the color from their world, right?
Mhm.
But they can't control it and they can't turn it off. And it's not the kind of thing you could like therapy your way out of. You can't fix it for you, and they can't
there a
fix it for
safe
them.
place
Do
to
you
send
shoot
them?
somebody like that?
Is there a safe place to send them? So we can't send them back to the Tory gate. If those are our only two options, we're not in a great spot. But do we have a third other option of a place to send them, perchance?
The Tory gates only go where the Tory gates are like doors. They only go from one place to another.
So we have the Tory gate, we have shooting it. Do we have somewhere else? Something else we could.
Well, I mean,
That's
the arguably more morally justifiable option is to position the Tom in a place where it can't hurt other people, but that means it would have to be in a place by itself, and the Tom is a living thing that probably it probably likes people. They're always around.
Are there other Toms that can hang out with each other? Is there a little island of Toms we can send this to?
A
little
okay over there?
Is there a little turtle island with all these little turtles that are making each other so sad but so happy, but so sad but so happy, and they just move? This is why turtles are slow, because they make each other sad and so they don't move very quickly. And I think I killed 4. Stormy,
Hoshi has just solved one of the great riddles of evolution. Turtles didn't evolve like that. They are like that because they rip the soul out of each other.
Yeah, you fully were just gone.
I saw that he dripped right out of the chair. That's
I'm good.
What happened?
I sunk more into the chair than usual.
So Tom got to him, the malaise.
Yeah.
Him.
Through the game.
Can I make a lore question?
Sure.
Oh no.
I love where this is going.
Does the creature need to be conscious for this effect to work?
No. As a sleeping or unconscious Tom is just as threatening as an aware Tom, because they give off this certain what's what I'm looking for here. Upsetting
unconscious
odor?
Tom is just as threatening
as
a conscious Tom, but not like their cousin, the peeping Tom.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
It's very different. What did we all drink today?
You know,
I also have
nice.
That's fine.
Because it clearly wasn't like she drank, because I mean, you've been awake since about 5 minutes before the session started.
Look at all this tomfoolery. I love it.
I was awake starting 7 a.m. this morning, which is about 4 hours earlier than normal, and I was dealing with the beginnings of a migraine, so I went to sleep and woke up to Becky's call.
Hey, I wish I had chosen that. I took the medicine route.
And see these kind of shenanigans
it was too far past for the medicine to help me. I had to shut it down and back
to answer your question, Toms are a little bit less threatening while they're unconscious, because while they can't wither you, they do give off a certain less than pleasant odor, which doesn't go away when they're unconscious. Or are you okay?
We just need to bathe them. Is this why they're so sad? Are they just stinky?
So
are they just stinky?
So
we just need to strap it in a bathtub and scrub, and then it's fine.
The monster we're dealing with here is a stinky sadness turtle.
Yes.
Like, why did you try to encapsulate one aspect of depression as just like a tangible item? Like, why would you do this?
I can't. I really want to, and I can't.
It's the
It would be
slow,
unprofessional.
no motivation. Therefore, you do not do your hygiene. Therefore, the little turtle that we just need to give it a bath and some friends, and it'll be
And maybe
fine.
a diaper, and it'll be good to go.
Uh-huh.
But it has to be like-minded friends, other Toms, where it's all on the island and they all move.
Oh, this is amazing for me. You have no idea.
I think this beats out the Duck of Destiny one of my kiddos had me create on Friday. So.
Oh, not the quacking
Oh.
that I would.
No,
we
no,
have
but I
Jesus.
do want
Quacking.
the stats for that because they specifically, this is the same kiddos I was telling you about, where they had the request of like, here's their world that they wanted built and everything. One of the players specifically requested that there be a Duck of Destiny at some point in the game. So
Oh, that's way better. I thought you said Death of Destiny.
no, Duck of Destiny, quack quack. So
Quack,
Becky, if I can get
That's
the
good.
stats of the quacken,
Oh, it was shared in. It was shared in the Discord.
then great. They
Hell
will
yes.
love that, and if they
It's called the Great
successfully defeat
Gander,
it,
but we're calling it the
they
Quacken.
can and be a little duck
Quacken.
that follows after them. Anyway,
So
All right.
yeah, it's shenanigans
Yeah.
like this that make it that explain why we always have like a 2 setting change limit on our sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
Makes it
mhm.
always worthwhile. I love it.
Yep.
You're all the best.
Two rooms tops. So
Uh-huh.
oh, I thought you
Yeah,
meant like
Tadamichi's like just
Not
now
allowed.
like gone completely silent and it's just like
Oh,
kinda
good.
doing the
it's spreading. Because I watched
Tom
Rita.
spreads.
Yeah, I watched Rita's arms go limp, and then all of a sudden she has to make a phone call in order to be able to lift a Rubik's Cube. And now
Mhm,
Tanamichi
mhm.
thinks about a turtle for 3 seconds and is now just deflating before my eyes.
Yep. Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, we just
Like one of
got
those wavy arm tube men. Just
we gotta take care of how far away is this stupid thing?
if
It-
you can only kind of feel it from this far away, what level are you on? 3?
But what information
Yeah.
does Tanamichi share with us?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's the question, because Tanamichi specifically said that they weren't sharing the full details
What
because they
it-
don't want
yeah.
us to be aware of it. So
But-
what info do we get from them?
It's a problem.
It's a problem. It
we
needs
we
to be
just
solved.
get that
as
there's a
quickly as
problem,
we
or do we get that
can.
there's a yokai that's a problem? Like what info?
I think he said yes, it was a yokai.
okay.
I think
That
when
makes
when
it's
Kai
a yokai
asked
for sure.
How
yeah, when
far
Kai asked
away?
if it was a yokai,
Yeah,
he said yes.
how far away does it have to be for its effects to be felt? Can like if it's this palpable, if it's fucking with you this hard, this fast,
Mhm.
it's got to be really close, right?
No.
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 If you were any closer than this, you would all just be on the fetal position on the floor, asking why, like trying to will yourselves into the grave because life is just too much. Like it's probably on level 1, just draining the life out of the people. Toms when left
It's-
on devices will eventually turn physical objects that are not alive, posters, buildings, a paint can. They'll drain the color right out of it.
But
Which
when
is to
we
say,
step into a black and white sketch, we know that we're close.
yeah, right.
Yes.
When you step into Mimeville 2025, you'll know you're in the right spot.
Neat.
Neat.
That's fun,
Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
This
Like
is
unsafe, but neat. Like
Unsafe, unsavory, and
unwarranted? No, unwanted.
Uh,
Yes.
Do I know of
Yes.
anything that can fight it?
Oh yes. I was hoping
Molly.
somebody would ask that question.
Because that
the
is
other end.
what I would set. That is what I would share with the group.
Anybody
is
with
how
a
to
high
fight it.
performance role is going to get a lot of that. You're going to need it. Open acts of whimsy and joy for the sake of it. Sing, dance, juggle, entertain children, hug your loved
So
ones. That
not
sort of thing.
Hoshi.
Do whatever you have to do to make other people smile.
Let's say this in terms of performance. If I still had my calcified foot, I couldn't roll.
Ouch.
but we would all get so much laughter.
We would.
Like Hoshi
Now that would
can
be that.
try,
There's a
but
German
she'll
word
be
for that.
rolling.
That means I
one
giggle
die.
at your pain. I just
Mhm.
can't remember what that is right now.
You what? Say that again.
There's a German word that means I laugh at your pain. I just can't remember what it is.
Schadenfreude.
Thank you.
Schadenfreude. Yeah.
Which
Mhm.
is worth something in this moment.
Yeah, no.
But I
no,
meant
Hoshi.
like genuine
Hoshi
whimsy.
could attempt to do something performance-esque, but there isn't going to be any mechanical benefit of her attempting that because she'll roll one die. And did it. Does it? Does the total?
Hey,
Excuse me.
okay, so can I make I'd like a question here, mechanically speaking. There is, and I really think there should be, given the nature of this location.
Sure.
There is no hack skill.
No, there's engineering.
Yeah.
Okay, can I try and do that to log into like a camera security system to see if there's a particular area nearby that happens to have a strangely monochromatic color scheme all of a sudden?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Now,
Uh,
does your security system that you've tapped into for various reasons, do you have the ability to get from your nearest camera to a level you're not currently on, say 1?
I would
Does
say as long as it is all part of the same buildings or the same like connected network. So if it's like one company, one contiguous, if it's like a structure,
Mhm.
or one connected-
building that's so long it runs
Yeah.
down through the
yeah, or a interconnected series of vents and ductwork, because they want to make sure like a water main.
I know.
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah. So in order, like instead of having
So from down here,
yeah.
you would have limited camera viewage of level 1, but not none. You don't
Right.
see what the cameras mounted to those buildings can see.
The
Right.
Sewage is sewage.
Right. Sewage is good for you. Moist, dampness. It gets down into the skin and
Yeah,
the
well,
soul.
I mean, keeping in mind
It
this
moistens the will.
this is a space station. It doesn't have sewers because why would you keep the shit?
Right.
Reclamation.
If you can just
Well, I mean, some of it gets
Beat
redirected
it.
to the arboretum,
Yeah,
into the
gray water,
agricultural
sure.
levels.
Yeah,
But it's not going to be like we're not going to vacuum pack all of our poop. That's
right.
Seems
You could
wasteful.
jettison that shit into the cold void of space. You bet.
right. Yeah. Send it on an intercept course with the sun where it belongs, or send it back to Earth so the yokai can deal with it.
Joke's on you. They eat that for breakfast.
Mhm, right.
Anyway,
They
I happen to
will
have
good.
Georgie
I can-
Googits.
I happen to be able to roll
It
5 dice
raineth
for engine.
poop.
Oh
Excellent.
hell yeah. Yeah, Tanamichi just kind of says joy is how you can fight this.
Okay.
I love how you said that so
Yeah.
Oh, she just kind of looks at you a little disbelievingly, just like, really?
Performance
So,
is not the only
that's-
option. Anything you can use on your character sheet to
Trust
bring
me.
joy to other people.
Mm.
I'm
So it's-
picturing like you playing the guitar and doing a little ditty, but whatever works for you. If you can get little kids to laugh,
I have
make puppet
Absolutely
faces,
nothing in
whatever.
that, so that's gonna go great for me.
Can I try and make a little doodad toy thing that just kind of moves and it's just like a little let's go with the chicken that just
A wind-up chicken that goes do 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 do
Yeah.
do do do.
No.
So
A wind-up
6
chicken with a big brass key in the back that does the chicken dance when you wind it up like that.
Yes.
Mhm.
66331.
Nice.
That's a pile of successes, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
that's 2
there-
6s
so
that aren't that aren't
three
cut.
3 total.
Right, because the one eats one of
Yeah,
them.
right.
Right.
Mhm.
Does it
So-
eat a 6 or does it eat one of the 2 successes?
It eats the 6. You just take those
So
two die
there's
off
2.
the table.
So he had got 3 6s, so he gets 2. So that's 4 successes.
No,
You
I
had
got
3 6s. I thought you
Two
had 2
sixes.
6s.
2
And 2
6s,
sixes.
2 6s, 2 3s, 1.
Right, the
Okay.
3s don't count;
Oh.
they're too small. So you have a 1 and 2 6s, and the one one of those 6s disappears. So you're left with 1 6.
So
which
that's
is
2
successes.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So through the CCTV, you can look
Mm.
through the one up way up there on level 1,
Through the
and there
CCTV.
is a kind of, I mean, It's got to be him because Toms are yokai. They have the mask on. Yokai don't have to wear the mask on their face. It just has to go on them somewhere.
Isn't it show?
Now you're cooking. Like,
Cooking with gas there.
right. They can be lots of yokai incorporate them into their armor because if he walked
don't
around,
cook
if
with
every
gas,
bad
cook with
guy
the
walked
heat.
around
What are
with
you
it on their
doing?
face, you'd know, right? Like, what would be the point in wearing it?
Tom
So they-
soup.
You can tell that it's the Tom for two reasons. One, I mean, just look at him. Just look at him. What a sad sack. Look at. And the only other people, they're the only one with any color. All the people have turned gray and are just curled up on the floor. And the Tom doesn't seem to be aware that this is happening and is very like uncomfortably close to several of them and keeps talking to them like all up in their business. They're way too close. Like they're way
That
too
would
close.
be it.
Friend. Just waste
So
a
are you okay
friend.
over there? Like,
You started off the session so sassy, and now you can't take it back.
No, if you go into the chat, you realize why this is because
Mhm.
No, I've seen.
yeah,
I haven't. I can't wait. Like,
someone's making a cameo this session. They don't know it.
they're very close, and they're. Does the CCTV give you audio, or can you just see what's going on?
I don't think I'd have audio.
Okay. The Tom looks. They don't look angry or anything. They look actually kind of confused. Like they're not sure what's going on.
Oh, you made me fully lose my glasses off of my head. Oh my god.
Love you.
Now you see the truth.
Ah, is that how he walks? He just did this with his little shoulders. Did he step?
Are you turtle enough for the turtle club?
You are going to love reading the chat later today.
Yes.
Oh boy.
This
So
is
yes, there is
incredible.
a gray stripe across the town. You can see where the Tom has and has not been.
Excuse me.
That's what we got to deal with.
Yep.
Okay. So good news,
We should
obviously,
definitely
is
remove it.
if I was able to tap into the network, it means we probably have vent access straight up, or we could just like take a fucking elevator or a grab lift like a normal person. But
This isn't the kind of thing that would go unnoticed, right? The Lunar Council is the governing body here, and the UN for all the places. But the planet station has its own what amount to cops.
Is Kai the only one that can see this, or can all of us see the camera?
If they show you is this like a computer thing that you could like spin the monitor and let them see? Or is this happening up here?
It's digital. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we
There are
recognize-
cops who've come to move the Tom away. The problem is that when they get too
They all
close,
succumb to it. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The Tom's withering is so powerful that you can see bullets on the ground near them. They were shot at, and the bullets gave up in flight.
The
So,
bullets gave up.
This is gonna be so fun, guys. We're gonna do so good.
They're clearly on the ground within several feet of the Tom. Their fronts are not damaged. They just fucking fell out of the air.
They just stopped.
Like they just gave up.
Absolutely
Like,
sucking the everything out of everything.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
do we recognize? Can Hoshi try to like scan the faces of that are visible via this camera and just check that none of the Lunar Council are stuck?
No, you don't see any other members.
Okay. Is that no, I can't check, or yes, I can check and they're not there?
You can check, you do check. None of the other Lunar Council are on this stripe. And it doesn't look like the Tom has worked its way around every place. That would like require effort. The
Well,
Tom has
yeah.
just kind of wandered back and forth on this street. Sort of aimless, maybe a little lost.
He just needs directions. He's
Direct-
just a poor buddy who just needs some friends and some direction in his life. This is all he just needs a hug. But no one can get
What
close
part
enough
of
to hug him.
there's a uncomfortable odor? Did I not say? I thought I said that.
You
Yeah,
did.
because he's
Okay.
sad and he doesn't do his hygiene.
See,
He just needs a bath. He needs a bath.
a widow
and a
one.
hug.
And like,
This feels
So-
like a very simple thing to handle. We just give
I-
him love and affection and he'll be fine.
Actually, I don't.
Love and affection and some friends. Everything will be better. That isn't how
I-
depression works anyway. But
Ho-
that-
I was
Hoshi,
gonna say that's not how depression works.
no.
No.
But in terms of this particular,
Mm-hmm.
no, I
Hoshi,
will say those things help with
They do.
supporting your loved ones. But
Hoshi, I don't. The worst part about all this conversation is I don't think you're actually wrong.
I liked it. So
If
so how
somebody
Hoshi would
shows-
have said it versus how I've said it is Hoshi would have been like, does he just need like some love or something?
Can,
He needs a hug.
That's how she
We-
would have phrased it.
no, we literally, I think we might actually just need to go over the public broadcast system and ask him to get on a shuttle.
You can do
And
that.
the shuttle isn't going to be able to take off.
So I suppose it's worth pointing
The
out.
bullets can't reach him. The shuttle isn't going to work.
The
Wait,
jet
I,
engine will just be like, nah.
I
What's
Yeah,
the
completely
like,
point?
forgot
it's not
we
gonna
tried to
be-
shoot at it.
Escape pod, just
The
Or-
escape pod has taken 1,000 milligrams of fuck it all and just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my gosh. Or
have
maybe
to do
maybe
this
we
another
just
way.
need to make its own little enclosure on the outside of the ship that it like goes
And
into and
jettison.
just hangs out right there.
that's kind of what I was getting at. It's just kind of
Can we find another moon for it?
That's not a bad idea.
go back to Earth, be with your own kind.
Ooh.
Don't put it on Earth. Don't
Wait.
do that.
Wait,
Yokai.
why?
No,
Earth
this-
is already
this version
full
of Earth.
yokai.
This
Like,
version of
the-
Earth, the
This
yokai
version of
already
Earth
take over.
that's
The one that's populated
full of
by
yokai.
yokai
Yeah.
right now.
Yes.
How do we
Do
get
we
it
want
there,
to
though?
do?
What's
hey,
the worst
hey,
that could happen?
Hey, could we ask them over the intercom if they're lonely and if they want to go be with their own kind?
You just need a friend. Hey Tom. Hey Tom buddy.
Power of
You s-
friendship.
Right,
You
you
just
started
need a
singing
buddy.
that you got a friend in me from Toy Story. The
Uh-huh,
I was gonna go with make your own kind of music, but you do you.
Live to the beat of your own drum somewhere else where I can't hear it.
Just start
Uh,
listing off like political articles, lull it to sleep.
Gosh, no, that feels like such a passive aggressive, like, I want you to live to the beat of your own drum somewhere else where I can't hear it.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Accurate.
Close the
Right.
door from the other side.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Oh lordy.
This is great. I
Oh,
love
whatever
this.
I'm glad
it
you're
is,
having fun. I spent a lot of time on this. I'm glad you're having fun.
I'm enjoying this so much.
I'm
It's
serious though.
so
Rena,
good.
she does ask,
Yeah.
is there a way for us to communicate with it?
That is a good question. We just established that the
Paging
CCTVs
Turtle
don't
Tom.
give you audio.
Paging Turtle Tom.
Yes, you, the sad, sort of lumpy looking one.
Hey, buddy,
Mhm.
can you get your face out of their face first off? Second, would you like
I-
some friends?
See, are you close
you-
enough
Okay,
that your breath
so-
just displaces their hair? Yeah, that means you're too close.
So there's a I don't know why I have this weird, almost preternatural intuition that 4 needs to be the one to talk to this man for reasons I can't begin to explain. It's as if I'm receiving
almost like
a communique from
It's
another
almost
universe.
like 4 has this element of whimsy about them that they
This-
just
The
This sort of-
sass.
the
It's
can't
the
quite
supernatural
sass.
hide
connection.
today.
I mean, if we can find a way to get connected to the emergency systems,
You
Yeah.
really want
To
take
broadcast
the
a message.
I
out of
cannot
Force
wait.
Sales?
What we need is we need Molly here, and we need 4 and Molly augmented by Rena.
The one person that has enough joy and excitement for everybody is not here right now.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
we have
But
to figure it
Molly and 4 bounce off each other really well, and Rena just is her own wild card. You just put them all through, and then Tanamichi and Kai, who are the deadpan people, and Hoshi, who just doesn't want to be here, stay over here.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna stay at the back of the shop.
Yeah.
And
You
I'm
guys go be joyful and
and
energetic.
no.
That
What
way.
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the tarp off and I'm gonna continue working on my bike to make myself happy while you
While 4 isn't there and can't help.
Can I hold the flashlight?
Hand me that hydro spanner. No,
I
the
know you
Medford
were
one.
waiting for me to say it, but it has to be said.
4 just wants to help.
I do. I want to see how the bike works.
It
I
just
wanna be a
wants
part of
so,
things.
so once you do that successfully, your reward will be that Kai
yes,
will come
Mhm.
through and
I
pick
will
you up, only you on the bike, and then
yes.
Ooh.
just bamf
And
out.
we can take a joyride on one of the
Aw.
on one of the little
Or
disused
a foreign Kai
Uh,
joyride, just like across, just like
Yes,
with
that's
the,
a side
with the
quest I
starlight
so
behind
wanna
them on the
see.
outside
we
of
can
the.
we can
the
literally
space-
go
space
no,
station.
we have a the racing circuit has they have a whole like set of tracks that they use.
Just the wind
Um,
caused
yeah.
by the bike just flowing through your hair as Forrest just doing.
We can do a 0G
That sounds
mag
like the
jump
most
and
fun
everything.
thing
Just
ever.
I
That
need
sounds
this.
wonderful.
I need this. I need this in
I will-
animated artwork. Please, now somebody make this for me.
I see your suggestion,
Submit your
and it is
character
great.
descriptions to them.
Mhm.
I need this for a belated birthday present on the double. Let's go.
But can you show me how the engines work on these and the magnetics?
That's when you get back to the shop.
Yes.
But that's so much more interesting than going flying.
okay. So what I'm
So
what
alter the image just a little bit of like Forrest just trying to like turn around and look at the engine.
Okay,
model.
no, see.
Yeah.
Here's what compromise, friend, because I want to drive the bike. You want to see how it works. What if I gave you a tablet that had the schematics so that as we started using the different systems, they lit up on the diagram so you
Oh.
could see and get the blueprints and how and like so you could
Oh,
we could
fuck yeah.
operationalize. Yeah.
100%.
While you're experiencing it, you can see the scientific description of how the machine works and why you're
And this
experiencing
is
what
when
you're
Kai
experiencing.
learned how to make a friend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The joy
job.
of
You
engineering.
A best friend for life.
Yes,
Who's
this
never
is-
gonna leave your side now.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
We
So
can-
are
we bond over nerd shit. So ananyway,
Before
we
we wrap
connecting?
this up, what is
Are we
the-
connecting to the emergency system?
Right, that's that I need to know what the plan is
Mm.
for the opening of the next session.
I would assume, yeah, we try and link our most charismatic people onto the emergency broadcast network,
Mhm.
and like in Shinobi costume. Because
Well, yeah, you
obviously-
can't put your face on the screen. Yeah, yeah.
right,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you know,
So you have Tanamichi pull over their it's not a balaclava.
I have
what
a
is that?
recorder. Do we want to make a recorded message and tell him to go there and make it do something? I'm sure it will just follow directions blindly without questioning anything and just say yes.
Might.
I mean,
we could leave a dead drop, but I'm afraid that the dead drop might die.
You suddenly look at your face. You're like the bullets gave up. Like, fucking what? Like,
Mhm.
Here's a question: if we send the recording, will the recording slow down so much that it's just foregoing?
We keep it on a loop as it forgets it each time it says it. It'll just restart it.
Yeah.
So what you need to
so
Like,
50
it-
first date style, right?
I was
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
like
Basically.
the slots from Zootopia at the DMV.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Hell yes.
Hey,
a for-
Priscilla.
A forgetful sloth from
Why
Zootopia.
does
I was about to say the sloth from Zootopia redeems himself by racing in the car.
Oh,
Yes.
but sure,
I need to
yeah.
know how
Space Jeep!
what
No, God,
stuff has
please, no.
been altered so that his slow reflexes still allow him to stop the car on time.
Caffeine, cocaine. I don't know, both.
Disgusting smelling space coffee.
Are you right? Did I tell you about Stephen King and Sit Down? No.
No.
So before we get off the call, I see that a friend of mine, writer, goes to like a writing panel, see a bunch of more.
Oh yes, I think you did tell me this.
Okay.
Stephen King had a whole workshop and they asked him what his secret to writing so many books was.
Yeah,
He said
right.
cocaine.
Oh
Cocaine.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's 100% not a secret at all.
Yeah.
Right. He was like,
Everyone-
yeah, no, because all the writers before that were like, yeah, practice, write more, you'll get better at it. Nobody writes Ginsberg sound on the first shot, not even Ginsberg, right? Like, write more, practice. I know it's boring, lame, it's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth, right? And they get to the end, and Stephen King goes, yeah, all what they said is true. Here's how you do that: give up sleep, cocaine. Like you can't. Don't say that. Like, even if it's true, maybe I'm not
Yeah.
usually this kind of guy. But
What you say is, I'm not going to disclose my secrets because while it worked for me, I do not recommend it for others.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
that's all
like-
you say.
Like
Yep.
Michael Rosenbaum got the job of Lex Luthor because when he went in for the job, he did a take as Lex, right? And later on, they called him and said, "Hey, we want you to come in and give another go." And he told his agent to tell them no because Lex Luthor doesn't do second takes.
Mm.
And that got it. And that's wow. Like that got him the job. But when he shared that story, he was like, "Look, it's a cool story, but I got really lucky. Don't do that."
Yeah.
Look,
That was for a very specific character that has that very specific mindset that they knew that he got the second that he said those things.
right. Like, look, I got
That's
lucky.
not-
I stress you should not do that.
Do what I say, not what I do.
Right. I bet
In
my
a
whole
very
career.
literal sense.
Like, I bet my whole career it was stupid of me to do it. I just happened to get away with it. Don't walk away from this thinking that's something you should do. Like,
Yes.
like,
So
Yes.
we're
Huh.
getting prepared
that.
to do a
Mhm.
broadcast.
right. You're going
Yes.
you're going to get on the emergency broadcast channel. You're
So-
going to get on the EBC to talk to the TOM. Yes.
I would
Mhm,
I
mhm.
would suggest that Molly be the face if Four doesn't want to be the face.
I was about to say what we need
Yeah.
is Molly to be the one that's skipping through all the hallways and bringing
Uh-huh.
everybody's joy back up.
Yep,
And like
yep.
as we're dealing with the Tom, she's the one that's like
Bringing
the
everybody
color
back
back
from
and
it,
like
yeah.
follow me, guys. Da, 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 da.
Uh-huh.
Let me paint your palette.
Well,
This is
she's
gonna be
also
great.
she has also expressed the fact that she wants to rehabilitate yokai. So she would be
Yeah.
the better one to have them have speak.
Yeah, to
Yep.
talk and be
So,
like, hey buddy.
Yes.
You need a friend? I'll be a friend. Molly would offer to be Tom's friend.
Of course.
Mhm,
Of
mhm.
course.
Oh
So.
man.
Yes.
All right. I will see everybody else next time. Did you
Yeah.
want to chat afterwards?
Not
You
at
guys
the
are gonna
moment.
introduce
I
Okay.
want to go to
two
bed.
things.
You
I'm
bet.
sorry. I'm tired.
It's bedtime.
Yeah.
Good night.
It's that malaise getting to you. It's withering you through the
You silly
screen.
children. This is why you
Uh-huh.
sleep before the game, so you're wide awake. Don't do that. I do have to actually get up of all the days of my week. Tomorrow's my early morning, and
Oh,
I have
gosh.
gone messed myself up with that. Whoops.
Bet.